GM, everybody. We'll get started here in just a minute. I'm gonna wait for everyone else to roll in. Awesome. GM, everybody. All right. GM, happy Monday, February 7th, 2022. And today we have first up support. And GM Donna, how are you?
Hi, GM Wrong. All good here. Hope you're doing fine in your end too.
Doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, so good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. For our ticket stats, we had 239 new tickets last week. This is a decrease of 16% from the previous week's report and also an 8% decrease from the past 8 weeks average. Resolution time is currently up to 18 hours. First reply time is at 28 minutes, and one touch ticket is at 58%. Total solved tickets is at 291. We have also implemented new Zendesk ticket forms last week, which would include app.shapeshift.com in our data collection. So for the ticket drivers last week, Portis tops the list, followed by balance and wallet concerns on on the beta platform. For app.shapeshift.com, that's concerns that surfaced last week. We had one user that asked how he can test his 12-word phrase for Kiki, and we referred him to do that on V2. We also had one user last week asking questions about the future of the beta platform since we have now V2, and we basically assured the user that beta sticks around until V2 is finalized. Other updates from our team: from 45 users last week, that has increased to 64 incidents where users are experiencing the LTC balance display issues. We'll continue to follow up on this issue via triage. And then lastly, the support community call is coming up on February 9, 3 p.m. MST. We hope to see you guys there so we can present you guys some data. That's it for me today. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you so much for those support updates, Dana. Next up, we have Toasty and Growth and Globalization. Um, let me see if I can find him to send up a message. Oh, there you are.
Yes. How's everybody doing? Cool. So I'm going to be covering today. I had hunt through this stuff together real quick for us, which was super nice. So just a quick update. We were working on doing some global and LATAM PRs for engineering production around those announcements and the launches that we're doing. We're syncing up with MetaFactory later this week to talk about designs and stuff. We're closing in on doing that merchandise collaboration launch for Q2. We should have some hard deadlines actually by the end of this week of like when that collaboration and merch launch will be happening. This is not tied to the one that just went out last week. This is just like a one-off drop partnering with MetaFactory. Then we have the Edu Team Meeting on Tuesday. If anybody can make it, it's open to anyone and everyone, all the public. So please come in and show your support, listen in to see what the Edu team is doing. It's pretty good stuff. And the LATAM is still working on bounty completions, and they're working right now, particularly the Smith, on some social strategy development being led by Hunt. And then Hunt is doing some continued training for marketing contributors on Friday. That's about it for us this week.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those updates. Next up,
Yeah,
we have
thanks everybody.
marketing and welcome up, Pcoin. How are you?
GM, doing great. Thanks, Ron.
How's your back doing with all
Um,
that snow?
you know what? Recovered over the weekend. It was great. Yeah. For those that don't know, I live in the northeastern part of the United States. We had 2.5 inches of straight ice drop on Friday. It was extremely gross. Anyhow, on to more fun DAO stuff. The top two here are the two biggest things that we're dealing with this week. We have ETH Denver coverage that we're going to be meeting with stakeholders about, getting some messaging out. We already have a PR that was developed alongside Danielle, alongside some more things. We want this to be much more broad than many of our other coverages with multiple layers. So we'll be reaching out to people. Please expect that, and generating content and promotion for it, as well as the Fox Farming V3 coverage. Our first go-no-go is today. We want to work ourselves ahead so that we're ready for when that goes live, especially since, to the best of my knowledge so far, and hopefully if I'm wrong, I can be corrected, that people will have to unstake and restake into the new V3. So let's just, we want to make sure that that is all clear. I will be reaching out to workstream leaders today to make sure that all of the bounties that were updated last week in prep for ETH Denver are all accessible, preferably on the job bounty board. And if they're not, the marketing workstream is willing to do the legwork, most likely myself, to get it on there, so that we can have Colony Mission Control help us promote them on Thursday right before ETH Denver starts, so that we can get a groundswell of support for that. We have Facebook access now, and so we are starting that channel with content and moderation just in time for ETH Denver. We are creating a new dashboard for social channels that's being finalized, and it will end up on the marketing homepage. And then once again, I'll be reaching out to, or my team will be reaching out to people in the community for POAPs for the DAO. We want to find any POAPs that need to be bulk created, such as for weekly meetings and things like that, get them bountied out soon so that, the workstream leaders can have assets in hand for as long as they need and are able to then just utilize the bot to continue to distribute POAPs to the community now that we have it. So be on the lookout for some cross team collaboration from us this week as we prep for all of these things. GM, and let's go crush it.
Thank you for those updates, Pcoin. And if anyone missed that POAP masterclass that Tyler and GK put on last week, it is available on YouTube and the Twitch channel. Next up, we have Giantkin and the Mod Squad. GM Giantkin.
Yeah, I thought we are going to turn off POEPs. We're not going to mention them anymore, right? That luck. All right. Some new stats that I was playing with. We have a stat channel, and from that we get like the 2-week ad for users is 168. Actually, within this last 7 days was 158 for that number. But in the last 24 hours, it was only 3. So it was actually a couple days ago that was pretty hefty. For the various work streams, the Sobo setup for the B-rolls, I did them all now. They're all in there. So they should be adding to your circle. You actually add some of that to your circles. You have to finish that out on inside of that. The stat bot, various categories. I like some of the details. It's so different than the insights. I don't like the insights personally. Actually, throwing the date is okay, but the time. Now I know what time it is in Mountain Time. It's a little bit. That helps me the most. But you can actually go into the daily stats and actually see that anybody can do that. So it's in there. Other notes. Our last raid is still on the 29th from January. It's nothing since then. We'll see how that lasts. And our largest raid is still 108. Any questions? Tag me. I prefer the tags, but I can come and check things out. And my schedule is easy to find. It's in the event calendar. Have a good one.
Thank you, Giantkin. Next up, we have Fox McCloud and Product. GM Fox.
GM, thank you. Yeah, obviously I am not Diggy. She's out today. So any product needs or product questions, feel free to shoot my way. A couple updates for the community. We have finished the spec for keep key settings and initialization and BIP39 passphrase and all these different settings that existed back on beta that just haven't been created for the V2 web app. I'm meeting with engineering a little later today, actually right after this meeting, to kind of go over that spec and see how we want to handle it, what we're going to bounty, what we're going to handle with our core devs, if anything. Some more information on that to come, but nice to see that that is moving forwards. On top of that, we created a handful of smaller bounties last week, and we'll continue to do so. So if you've heard, obviously our bounty train is gaining momentum, which is very exciting. Next week, we if you guys have heard, obviously the Pendo proposal passed probably a couple weeks ago now, and we're moving forward with Brian, who's our Pendo rep. Obviously finishing up that contract, getting him and his team paid, and then we're going to start getting trainings on how to utilize Pendo, how to start building guides. I'm going to include some of the support team on that as well. That's going to become a really great resource for us. So excited to see that continue to progress as well. And then finally, the product team is having an offsite this week, Wednesday through Friday. So we'll have limited Discord availability, but we'll be meeting in person, which is always nice to see everyone, and going over some bigger topic issues, discussing bounties and the future of bounty work, roadmap discussion, and just some of the big topic items that are a little easier to discuss in person. And that's all I got today.
Awesome. Thanks so much for those updates, Fox McCloud. Next up, we have Josh in engineering. GM Josh.
GM. All right. So this week, the Cosmos web work has really started in earnest. We had a lot of good tickets of what the user experience should be for Cosmos and the Cosmos chain, and we've been breaking that down into technical tasks. So there are technical tasks to do, and that the breakdown into technical tasks still continues into this week, as well as starting the work. Cosmos Unchained work also continues to move forward. We're planning to get the XDeFi wallet support out. It does depend some on one of their devs to make some changes to their PR. We expect that we're going to get that, and that we'll be able to release it later this week. A taxi stake running Unchained. We've got some infra challenges with the new AWS account versus our really big AWS account. So working through some of those challenges this week to get taxi stake running Unchained. And then there's some various, you're an asset chart bug, V1 Donna mentioned last week, not last week, earlier in this call, the LTC balance bug. There's an Axiom redirect that was a request from product. So some little stuff to also release out this week. And you can expect, I posted the engineering budget, the engineering report for January was posted this morning, and DeFi will be posting the budget. It probably won't be until after hours today, but you can look for the engineering budget renewal. That's for March 1st, and for the next 6 months, that will be coming out later today. Thank you.
Just on that budget note, like Josh said, trying to get that out probably this afternoon, maybe after hours, but please comment and vote on the forum, express your support if you like engineering and things being built. And yeah, we greatly appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Josh and DeFi. That will definitely have my support after I read over it. Thank you. Next up, we have Mr. Nerdhair and Security. GM, Mr. Nerdhair.
GM guys. So from a workstream perspective, one of the most important things we're doing this week is I'm going to try and arrange meetings with various workstream leaders and get feedback on how security has been useful to them, how they think we can improve, and what they'd like to see us doing going forward over the next term. And this is sort of a process to collect some data to try and come up with useful goals and KPIs. 0 hacks is not a good KPI. So, but KPIs are good and we should have them. So hopefully this will help a little bit. GK and I are working on some Discord bot infrastructure. We've got 2 bots that we would like to deploy that we have to run on our own infrastructure. And we need somewhere to run that. So we're working on that this week. I plan to prep and put up the NFT Hall of Fame bounties, both for the code portion and for artwork related to the Hall of Fame NFTs that we'll need to distribute. And there are some RDP reports I'm following up on this week with researchers, and I'll start trying to get some fixes PR'd into things. And that's about it from us.
Awesome. Thank you so much for those updates, Mr. Nerdhair. Next up, we have Tyler in Operations. GM Tyler.
GM Ron and GM Foxfam. Operations updates. We've got our workstream renewal live in Boardroom right now. So please, if you haven't voted, please vote. Would love to continue serving as your operations workstream leader and having the awesome squad that we have here in operations continue to keep rocking it for a second term. So we definitely need your support to do that. So please vote. The first goat no goat for Fox Farming V3, like Petecoin mentioned earlier, is at 3 today. T-Shifty is going to be the operations lead on that, kind of organizing everything in the background. So if you feel you are a stakeholder who should be giving updates at that meeting and are not updated and informed with what's going on, please reach out to operations in the public chat channel or reach out to Shifty and we can get you all of the resources that you need. We're wrapping up the hiring process for the operations assistants early this week. We've seen a whole bunch of really great candidates and kind of developed a pretty awesome funnel for future bounty contributors to the operations work stream as well. So pretty proud of all of the people that have showed up to be interested in the DAO. And I think we've got lots of ways that we can plug them all in here. So we'll be making announcements about the new hires as well as any of those bounty things as soon as possible, which I hope to be early this week. Lich is going to be acting as our release lead throughout the week, and myself and DeFi have been chatting a little bit about doing some testing in PRs before we get all the way to the release. So we should see operations pretty active in testing. Lich will be organizing all of those things, and I hope to have some documentation out for PR testing for these bounty hunters out and live and hopefully pushed out to all of our repos this week as well. The triage report, we had 8 issues reported. 0 of those ended up being resolved. We found a lot of things in our testing this week, so we've got some triage follow-up to do this week, and hopefully some bounties will come of that. And then if we need to do some follow up with that POAP class that was mentioned earlier, I know we went more around the logistics side of it and not so much the content creation organization side of it. So I'm happy to continue being the training wheels on this until we get it live and running fully. So maybe I'll get another meeting set up with our content creators from there. And if you have an interest in that, please reach out to me early this week so we can coordinate everyone. And that's it from Ops. Thanks, and GM.
GM Tyler, thank you for those updates. Next up, we have Kent and Tokenomics. GM Kent.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great. How are you?
Not too bad. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Yeah, I'll just jump right in here. There's a couple cool updates on the stablecoin front. You know, this relates to our ongoing effort to build a nice stack of stablecoins. We have a Fox to USDC bond on Olympus that's worked out wonderful so far. We started that out at 1 million over the course of a month, cranked that up to 2. We've now decided to do another month of this at the rate of 3 million a month. This decision was made for 2 reasons. One is this has proven to be a fantastic way to get exposure to stables in a way that's not selling Fox on the open market. It's just this nice, steady stream. We've already seen the impact of this. Thanks to this bond, we're going to be able to, if we so choose, pull our February payroll exclusively from stables. We won't have to take out further loans and RARI. So this is a big deal. Moving it to 3 million gives us an average of 100K a day in stables. So that's, it's hard to overestimate the magnitude of that. It's great. Also, Success Token, the Treasury Committee pre-approved a collateralization of up to $2 million worth of Fox for this one. In return for selling this Success Token, we could get up to 2 million of a stable coin, probably USDC. The really cool update here, we have a commitment from what I would describe as a big partner. I love transparency, but I don't want to reveal any big strategic things too soon here. But this is looking good. Props to Willie for really driving this. This would be wonderful, not only in terms of getting us more exposure to stables, but also just getting longer term committed partners. So be on the lookout for more news on this. I'm super excited. I'm about to post a listing in the general channel. This is a listing to Aave's snapshot. So currently we have a proposal for them to list Fox. They kind of have a twofold proposal process. Right now it's kind of their version of ideation. This is not the final proposal, but it's like, trying to gauge community sentiment. Unfortunately, somebody just YOLO'd in there with a 19,000 Aave no vote. That comes out to like 3.3 million. But if you guys all have some Aave, getting a yes vote on this would really be of some help. I'll post that right after this. We also wound up taking out, or we've approved taking out a Fuse loan to the tune of 420,000. This is in order to settle a Ondo vault. Once that happens, we'll be able to release about 2.5 million Fox as a result of that. So we get our Fox back, which is good. The other big thing we're working on right now, and this is something Rotorless has been pushing along in a fantastic way, is outlining the next phase of the TMDC. What does that look like? What's its scope? Who are the members? All that good stuff. We'll be chatting about that a lot more tomorrow. So yeah, give that a vote on Snapshot if you have some Aave. And as always, jump into the public tokenomics channel if you have any thoughts or questions.
Thank you for those updates, Kent. Next up, we have the Osmosis update, which is normally Danielle. I am not seeing Danielle in the audience today. I know that the continued work on the back end is still going, and they are working to get the Cosmos/Osmos integrated into the various facets that is going to be needed. And Fox McCloud and Willie just both jumped up at the same time. GM, both of you?
Yeah, GM. You, as a heads up, Danielle will not be doing these meetings anymore. I should have filled that in. I apologize. Yeah, but you more or less called it. things are progressing well. I know Highlander has been making some great progress with some Atom stuff. So yeah, no need to go into any nitty-gritty specifics, but yeah, that is continuing to progress.
Awesome, thank you. And then last up, we have Fox Foundation and GM Willie Fox.
GM Ron, GM everybody. First up, just posted a link to this Foxy community discussion post in the forum from Ocean. If you guys haven't seen this yet, there's a few community considerations surrounding Foxy, this Fox staking rewards contract. So check it out and add your thoughts. The 3 questions are: first, should the DAO approve the deployment of the Foxy staking system and the transfer of ownership to the DAO multi-sig? The second question is, should the DAO contribute X million Fox to this Foxy liquidity reserve, which will enable people to immediately redeem their Foxy for Fox with a small % penalty. This will be paid to the liquidity providers of the reserve pool, which would be the DAO initially. And the third question is, should we delegate control of redeeming token rewards and depositing Fox rewards from the Foxy staking system to the TMDC? Please check that out and add your thoughts. This week, Ocean is going to be out, and I'm going to be out Wednesday through Friday. So we're down a couple Foundation Foxes. Pete mentioned this earlier, but we got ETH Denver coming up. So please, all work streams, if you have JDs or bounties, please add the details for those to this Notion doc this week so we can have them ready for ETH Denver. We're going to be pushing a lot of people to the careers page throughout that build week in ETH Denver. So great opportunity to onboard some new contributors. And it sounds like Colony is also going to be boosting our bounties. That's exciting.
Yeah, I want to just jump on here while he's talking about that. The marketing workstream, for the workstream leaders who are super swamped with this, we can take on the work to get it done. Just let us know, and we want to get it there. And we're trying to push with Colony to do the co-marketing launch either right before Friday on Thursday, or like right as ETH Denver is catching into full swing over the weekend. That's kind of what our plan is. So just let us know, and we're going to try to make it as easy as possible.
Awesome. And yeah, so go ahead, Josh.
What should we let you know? Like, if we pay out a bounty, let you know who we paid it to and how much for?
No, if there are open bounties that you have that are not on, I'm going to put it in the chat, that are not on this bounty board. It looks like engineering has them all on there, so I'm already starting the process. You guys are ahead of the curve.
Okay, cool.
But if there's any other work streams that have jobs, bounties, a shout out to operations, looks like it's on there. If there's anybody that isn't on this page, this page is going to be linked to from the ShapeShiftDAO link tree, which is the QR code on a bunch of our booths and a bunch of our swag and just like our cards that we're going to be there. And so the idea is that what Colony Mission Control does is we pull bounties from this page onto Colony Mission Control, and they help us cross promote it. So we want to have everything done here. Marketing's willing to do the legwork to make sure that it's done here for this week, and then we're pushing with Colony Mission Control to, fingers crossed, get like the full co-marketing launch right before ETH Denver on Thursday.
Got it.
Awesome. So yeah, no excuse not to have bounties and JDs up. I want to challenge every work stream to have at least one bounty or JD published in that Notion doc before ETH Denver build week. So by the end of this week. Also, if you're going to be going to ETH Denver, make sure you RSVP to events before they fill up. There's limited space. There's a link to do that. I'll drop that in the stage chat as well. And then Fox Success Token update. Kent covered that. The plan is to close this on February 15th. And as mentioned, we will share more news on who these awesome investors that we've got are soon. Also, just a suggestion to consider making your calendar availability public. There's instructions for how to do this here. This makes it really easy for other DAO contributors to figure out when the best time is to schedule meetings, especially when you're trying to get a bunch of people together. So please make your calendar public, and then add your email for your calendar to the Sobel doc if you have not already. If you need help with that, your workstream leader can help you. And workstream leaders, please input your Fox payment preference for February into the budget doc by the end of the day today. And that's all I got. Back to you, Ron.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. If anyone from the community has any questions at this point, you could raise your hand and I can bring you up on stage. Otherwise, let's make it a great GM. call it. GM, everyone.